At D23, we got a teaser for Toy Story 5 with this promo image revealing a child underneath the covers with a tablet with all the toys watching by looking worried. We have Slinky, Rex, Ham, Jessie, Bullseye, Buzz and Forky, but right in the middle is none other than Woody. In the last film, Toy Story 4, Woody left the gang and Bonnie to spend life as a lost toy with his love, Bo Peep. It was an emotional goodbye and looks like we'd never see Woody with the gang again. But here we are. Whether you think that is a good thing or a bad thing, it's what we've got, but how on earth is he back? Well, to start with, Woody is not permanently back, and we know this from one very small tiny detail. Jessie has a star badge on her chest. Now, this badge is the sheriff's badge that Woody gives to Jessie at the end of Toy Story 4 as a sign that he is passing on power of leadership of the toys to Jessie and Buzz instead. Since Jessie still has this sheriff's badge, it suggests that Woody's return isn't necessarily planned, and definitely suggests he has only returned during the events of this film rather than has been back beforehand. This film looks at the fight between modern technology to entertain kids versus toys to entertain kids, and it looks like the toys are going to be losing. Since Woody is a lost toy in the funfair with Bo Peep, he will have definitely seen the lack of children playing with toys and instead coming to the funfair with their phones and their iPads to entertain them instead. If toys aren't played with, then they stop coming to life, so it is vital that they are. That's why we have characters like Wheezy in Toy Story 2 struggling to survive since he has been forgotten about, or the Prospector wanting to live in a museum so he will always be loved by kids and last forever.
You can go back, or you can stay with us and last forever.
The funfair lost toys might realise that their lives are at stake when children begin to stop playing, and so therefore it kicks Woody into action into trying to prevent it from happening. Now at the same time, we could see Bonnie, if that is the girl under the bed or whoever the main toys now belong to, slowly begin not using the toys because of technology, and it begins to worry the other toys, like what happened to them kind of in Toy Story 3 when Andy grew up, and they quest to try and change this, and in doing so the quests come together and they then reunite with Woody. Now that's one option of what could happen. We have Woody questing and we have the toys questing and they come together through that, but there's many other options. Let's look at a few others. It could be as simple as the funfair ends up traveling back to where Bonnie is, and that's how the toys come back together again, and vice versa. If the situation with the toys is getting so bad, it could be that Buzz or Jessie sends out a team to go and find Woody, kind of like how they do in Toy Story 2 in order to get help. However, with this, we also have the more tragic implications of this new technology. We know the toys are at danger of not being played with, and it's very peculiar that in this promo image, we don't see Bo Peep, which could suggest that maybe Bo Peep is no longer around anymore because she wasn't being played with, and that forced Woody to return. Or we have the fact of these new villains, who are 50 malfunctioned Buzz toys. Now, if Woody is trying to stop the rise of technology, he may encounter these Buzz villains and then that leads him back to the main gang. Or maybe it is nothing to do with this technology, but rather the toy's original owner, Andy. Everyone wants Andy to return in this film. Toy Story 4 felt very weird with not really having him included, as the Toys story is about their time with their owner Andy, and the main trilogy ended so perfectly with Andy giving the toys away. Unless they're planning on making Toy Story 6 as well and making a trilogy with Bonnie, which, to be honest, I wouldn't put it past Disney at this point. If this is truly the final film, then the way to do it would be to bring back Andy and maybe see his future kid. The child underneath the covers could in fact be Andy, not Bonnie, and we could have another time jump like we saw in Toy Story 3, where Bonnie is returning the toys back to Andy, and Andy with his kid go to the funfair, and that's how Woody returns. But when they get there, they find out the most horrific thing, that Andy's child won't play with them because of this new technology. Either way of how they bring back Woody, they need to do it in a way that doesn't undo the emotional ending of Toy Story 4. Because As whilst I can't stand that movie's existence, since Toy Story 3 ended the franchise so perfectly, the franchise wasn't actually about Andy. It was about Woody's story. He is the toy in Toy Story. And the final film ended his story, so if he returns, it needs to tie it up yet again and properly. And I think the main way and the only way to do that would be to either finally return to Andy and be with him forever alone, or to decide being a toy to be played with has come to an end for him, and we could see a really emotional moment where he freezes for the last time, never to return again. And so for that reason, I think however Woody returns, I reckon the main focus on the film will have the gang and Woody completely separate and only come together from about 2/3 of the way through, and I can't wait for the extreme emotion to come out of it, and I think Woody returning to the gang will lead to an emotional realization for him that finally ends this franchise. But what do you guys think? How do you think Woody will return? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments, and are you excited for Toy Story 5? And as always, we've been here on Gate of Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.